Together, they are the Bostonian versus the Book.
You covered! You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
We are rolling on a Wednesday. What is up, Brigade? How are you? Welcome into another episode of the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan, the Book, Matt Perrault, the Bostonian. We are live every day on YouTube and Twitter at Boston versus the Book. There, Sports Grid replay midnight Eastern. How are you guys, late night owls? Dave, it's a Wednesday. The draft is tomorrow, and we don't have the draft on the rundown today. You should say thank you to me for that, because I know how much you love talking about the draft. You're doing pre-show videos talking about the NFL draft.
Yeah, thank you for that. Actually, just thank you, just period, for the rundown every single day. But it actually inspired a pre-show video today when I saw it and I didn't see the draft. I said, he gets it. He definitely gets the show. A lot of people get the show. A lot of people like the show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, which we need to do every day. I got a tremendous text message from Bernie Fratto.
Oh, nice.
Who said he really enjoyed his appearance on the show and said, this is the show. Whatever you guys are doing, keep doing. I would take this show. He stayed and listened to us for an hour.
Wow.
After
he
was on the show and said, you guys do that every day? I said, every day. And he said, what time? I said, this is a problem. The time is a problem. Guys, thank you for being here.
I just stopped signing in. I've just decided to say, you just tell me when you're going to be here, and then I'll show up when you're going to show up.
I got the text today, and I said, oh, yep, he's aggravated. I understand.
Oh, no. I wasn't aggravated at all. No. That wasn't aggravation at all.
Like, tell me when to get in.
I just said, tell me when, because I was running around doing a lot of stuff today. So I just was, I didn't want to come downstairs, log in, and then sit here, and I had stuff to do. So just
under those lights, definitely you didn't want to.
I'll just tell me when to show up, and I'll be here. And I clicked in at 10:38, and nobody was here. So
that's not true. We were there.
At 10:38. You were not here at 10:38.
I was in at 10:37. You can check the log. It's fine.
Farra
Farra was building the box.
Oh, that's why.
That was the problem.
Okay,
we were in because we were talking at 10:30. 10:38.
Hmm.
Anyhow, good to be here. Yes, no draft talk. Thank you.
Well, here's the thing. Let me just say this at the top, because I think it's important to reference it, because the draft is tomorrow, and there are a lot of people who do care about the draft. So I'm not trying to belittle the idea that you're going to have fun betting on the draft. It's just that for what I think the best way to describe it, because somebody asked me, how are you guys not going to bet the draft? Like, how are you not going to talk Thursday, Wednesday about what's happening? I think it's easier to talk about it in the retrospect for us than it is in the preview. Would you say that's fair?
Elaborate on that, sir.
I think talking about the odds, what will happen based upon what teams have done, is a better conversation for us than what teams will do on Thursday or Friday.
Without a doubt.
So if there's a mega trade and Lamar Jackson gets traded and he is sent somewhere else,
right,
we'll look at the number in the market and talk about, okay, what actually happened versus us saying, is Will Levis going second? Is it a good value play to go ahead and bet it?
That's fine. I just, I mean,
no, I don't think it is. I think I think what, for our purposes and what we look to do, I think it's a more educated conversation with actual facts,
right,
on the influence of the market once we see the draft actually go off.
Yes.
Versus the hypothetical, mythical
guy getting in Reddit talking about stuff.
Right. Yes.
Literally.
Yes. People moving markets based upon anonymous nonsense. And then they go in and, whether they are or aren't connected to Will Levis, or whether the Panthers are or not going to draft, Bryce Young first. I know betting on the draft a lot. I mean, I was really into it when it first started, but it was more the novelty of it and the newness of it versus me actually being excited to bet it. Because I sat down last night. I'm not going to lie. I sat down last night to do the Daily Juice, and I went, I can't do this. I can't bet this. In good faith, I can't tell people what to bet because I don't have any idea, nor do I really want to have any idea because literally everything can swing on one trade. If the 2 pick gets traded, what broke the ice and ended it for me, if the 2 pick gets traded by Houston, the entire draft is dead. All your mock drafts are dead. All of it. And they
All of
might
it.
and they might trade the 2 pick. So Carolina's taking Bryce Young #1. If the Texans decide we don't like any quarterback in this draft and we want draft capital and we're going to trade back and someone's going to come up and get a quarterback, or someone's going to come up and get Will Anderson, or someone's going to come up and get, Anthony Richardson or whomever, I'm just not wanting to be sitting there holding a ticket that's dead, 20 minutes into the draft because I know that what I predicted is
Right.
not going to happen.
Yeah. For not making a rundown, we've devoted a lot of time.
No, I just think it's important to say it because I know people have been asking and people have been wondering, and I'm getting DMs about it, and people have been
Me too.
curious about it, and they want us to make picks on it, and I just don't think for our sake, for our show, and there's plenty of shows on Sports Grid, other shows on the internet that are
Do
going to
it.
talk about it ad nauseum. Go ahead, right? Go
Right.
crazy. I
Please.
understand it. It's I will be far more interested on Monday to do a recap of the markets to say, all right, XYZ happened. Let's look at who's favored to win the West, who's favored to win the NFC. Did a market move for the Super Bowl? Did a big name get traded? Blah, blah, blah. So just wanted to put that into the world.
It's crazy, and that's why I posted that video today because I was walking and I was getting texts. Hey, do you want to come on and talk about this? Hey, do you want to talk about the story about Reddit? And do you want to talk about Levis? No, I don't want to talk about any of it. And it was funny because I was texting with Chris Andrews, who's the director over at South Point, and he said I'll evaluate the draft in 2 years. Like I'll have a better understanding of what this draft meant in 2 years. Like
Right.
I don't have anything to offer right now. When a guy gets picked, by whom, we're going to take bets because we have odds posted on what we think is going to happen with the information we have right now.
Right.
Can you rightly tell someone to put their hard earned money on something on the draft? I tell people all the time, no.
The only bet I would make is I do think 4 quarterbacks are being taken. I don't think 5.
Yeah,
So I think,
Bernie talked
yeah,
about that on Monday.
yeah,
That was
I
the only bet he made. That's
I think he's right.
legit. But like
Because
when you
I
go
think
through
Hooker's
it,
going to fall in the first round, but that's it. I
right?
think there's 4 quarterbacks that go in the
That's
first round. That would be the only bet I would even consider making for the first round. And everything else, I think it's complete crapshoot, and I have no idea how it's all going to fall. Because this
Right.
year, I feel like this year is different than most years because as gambling has become more prolific and more states have come on board, the books are feeling like they have to be more and more exotic and offer more and more markets. And Vegas has gone the other way. Vegas is offering less markets. They're offering
We always
less.
did. We
Yeah.
never embraced this. And then, when the Gaming Control Board put the rule in that you have to stop taking draft
Oh,
bets
tonight.
today,
Yeah, by the
tonight.
way, tonight.
It's
Okay,
right. You
that's if
cannot
you're
bet the draft. If you're in Vegas, you can't
big,
bet the
yes,
draft.
big flag. Okay, tomorrow morning, if you're going to get up and you think you're going to bet in Las Vegas, you can't do it. If you're watching this in Sports Grid on a replay and you live in Las Vegas or Nevada, you got to go right now. You got to go to the book. I think it's
Right.
midnight. I think
When the
across
book
midnight.
closes.
Oh,
So
okay.
some books close at 10, some books close at midnight.
Okay.
Whatever it is, the draft props and all that stuff's not available tomorrow. It was one of the worst days of the year
Oh,
for the staff
I
at the
remember.
books
I
because
got
people
tripped
would
up
come
when I
in.
was at the Palms one year. I remember. I walked in and they're like, "Yeah, you can't bet the draft." It's like, what the hell do you mean you can't bet the draft? Like, you can't bet the draft today. It's like the draft is today. They're like, yeah, you can't bet the draft today. Had to bet it last night.
Yeah, it was just a bad day to work. It
Yeah.
was like because you knew the questions were coming and then the explanations were worse.
Yeah.
There's no good explanation. Listen, draft betting became a thing when the pandemic hit. There was a ton of draft betting when COVID was going on, everybody was on lockdown. They did the draft from home. I mean, they broadcast the draft. Goodell was in his basement announcing picks.
Oh, that's
It
right.
changed everything.
Wow, I remember that.
But people were starved because there was no sports. And draft betting went to a different level. And I think now I mean, I don't know. I didn't see it before, And since then, it's continued to be a thing in the content space. That's great. Not besmirching anyone that's doing draft coverage or talking about it. Good luck.
Mhm.
I'd rather talk about the games.
It's fair. All right. The books finally got their revenge last night. They finally put 3 numbers up high enough that all the dogs came in. 1-1 outright. We'll get to the Celtics loss in a second. But
ATL.
here we go. The books, I mean, who figures this out first? Does the public, like, how high are these numbers going to wind up going? Because last night the numbers were crazy. Tonight the numbers are, for one game, crazy. I mean, is this going to be the norm? Are we going to have double-digit lines now because the books are just sick and tired of what's been going on?
Well, no, but you have to keep taking bets. The market didn't see any of those except really Minnesota. I
Mhm.
think we had talked about it, and a lot of the shows and stuff that I did later were talking about the T-Wolves covering. But if the market dictates that they're going to bet the favorites, you're going to pay a premium. They did. Didn't work. I still
Nope.
can't believe the way the games went yesterday. I mean, one game in particular, which we'll get to in a second.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, the other games, 5.5, Cavs, Memphis 4, Golden State flipped back to the favorite on the
We'll
Fox News
we'll get to
here
that.
in Fox. Yeah, I mean, so we have competitive games there. We don't really have a competitive game, although the dog won outright with Jimmy Bucket scoring over 50 points, and they're 12-point dogs today.
That's what I mean.
Sports betting's amazing, isn't it?
So the Celtics were up 12 points with 5 to go last night.
12
That's an
points, 5 minutes to go.
that's an epic choke.
What the hell happened?
Epic. I said it yesterday.
What the hell
Why
happened?
why I didn't bet the game? The Celtics have a fourth quarter problem.
A fourth quarter problem?
Yeah, they just relax. They won't have it against the Sixers. They won't have it against,
Why not?
because they know how good they are. When they're playing an inferior team and they're up big, they just relax. They just kind of go, all right. I mean, Marcus
That
Smart
makes
had
sense.
a really dumb foul late in that game, and you saw
Oh.
Jaylen Brown get caught on film or got caught on tape saying, "Why would you foul?" It was like, "Uh-oh." It was like, that's not good.
Mm.
They just don't play smart basketball, and people in Boston are pointing that to Joe Mazzulla, and I don't know if I really blame the 34-year-old coach for it, but there's a case to be made that he's relaxed too because they're up big and he's not coaching them as hard as he was earlier in the game. They take the foot off the gas, and Trae Young hits a shot from the logo.
And they did the ice cold thing.
It's fine. I mean,
all
I feel the
that.
same
Like,
way
what are
about
we
Game
doing?
6. I felt
What
like
are we
Game 3 for
doing?
the Bruins and the Florida Panthers. The Bruins had lost Game 3, I would have been nervous. If the Celtics lose Game 6, I'll be nervous. I'm not nervous right now. It just prolongs the inevitable. It's just a pissed off thing because it gives Embiid more time to rest in the knee.
They don't play till Saturday.
Regardless of who wins, or Boston didn't play on
Oh,
Saturday.
no, I'm sorry, Thursday.
They play Thursday. Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
say.
that's good. Thank goodness. I'm
Yeah.
scrolling through the schedule. Okay.
No. Yeah,
6-point favorites, 6.5-point favorites?
they win and cover.
Who's they?
Boston Celtics win and cover.
Series over.
Series over. Yes, it ends in Game 6. They lose Game 6. I'll go. All right. I'll be concerned. There'll be a worry. Game 7s are always funky, no matter where you're playing and who you're playing it against.
If they
But-
lose game 6,
Mhm.
what's the line gonna be in game 7?
6.
No. Like 15.
Oh wow. Okay.
It closed what? 14 yesterday?
Yeah.
It'll have to be at least that. Maybe a little bit less to start, and you'll take the bets on the Celtics. The Celtics aren't losing a game 7 at home. Could they lose a game 6 on the road? You're convinced already. They're winning and covering. It's
Yeah,
done.
they're winning and covering. I'm not that much like the Bruins losing Game 2 to the Panthers, which was
Ooh.
stunning and shocking.
Wake up call.
This is a wake up call for the Bruins. This is a wake up call for the Celtics. This is after they talked about earlier in the series. This is the second time it happened. so why I'm saying, because someone's like, wait, they already lost once. Yes, but they talked about it going into game 3. They mentioned that they were the whole game. They were relaxed. They were up 2-0. It was easy. We're gonna go down there, win game 3, win the series in 4, and go home. They said we weren't focused. We didn't take it seriously. Lost game 3. Now they lose game 5, but they do it in really brutal fashion in front of their home crowd, the team ownership, everyone. You're up by 12 with 5 to go, and you just relaxed again. And you went right back and made the same mistake that you made in game number 3. I expect a much different Celtics team for 4 quarters coming up, but it's a good reminder to the team going forward that you can't just relax against anybody in the NBA.
Ever.
You can't. It's not a Trae Young team. Nobody. I mean,
With
look,
5 minutes to go, that's when you go for the kill shot, right?
Yes, and they didn't.
We're up 12. Let's get up 20.
They started thinking about playing Philly. They started thinking about what they were doing with the days off. Their brain went elsewhere. They just stopped thinking about what really was happening.
So does this affect anything? Because the Sixers just get another couple days for them to play the Celtics and them to rest the Sixers. Like
one knee in particular.
Right. I mean, we would be sitting there going, probably in the room, no, it's really not affecting the price. But
Well, it did by 25 cents.
Somebody bets that.
It was minus 130 Boston to win the East yesterday. After the loss, it's minus 105.
Right.
Came down by 25 cents.
Yeah, because somebody bet someone else. I don't know. That just leaves open the discussion for somebody to come and go, geez, did you see what they did?
Yeah, the path is more difficult. There's no debating that the path is being more difficult because Boston's going to play an extra game and you give Embiid a chance to rest his sore knee. So it's unfortunate because I think the series was supposed to start on Sunday in the second round if Boston had won last night. So now the series won't start, I think, until Monday or Tuesday of next week. They play Thursday. I think it'll be next week. So it's just 1 or 2 extra days that Embiid's going to get to rest, which is a frustration from a Boston perspective. Obviously, Boston has home court, so they'll win, go home, wait for Philly when their series is going to start, which is good. You play game 1 and game 2 home. I'm not concerned. I'm not trying to totally I am disrespecting the Hawks, but it's rightfully so. I mean, look, the Hawks didn't even think that they were going to have a game on this date because they had to move the Janet Jackson concerts. Janet Jackson was booked for the arena on Thursday night, and they've had to move Ludacris and Janet Jackson to Friday. Luda in Atlanta. Luda.
I want to go to the concert.
Luda and Atlanta with Janet Jackson. They've had to move.
In the ATL, that show's going to be fire. They moved it to when?
Friday. Pushed it back a night.
Man. Janet and Luda.
So they didn't even think they were going to play.
What a show. Oh, my goodness.
So Janet Jackson getting pushed back. So give you an idea where the Hawks thought their season was going. So,
I mean, you got to book the dates when they tell you as far as the concerts, like, because they're coming. But I guess that,
you look at the schedule and go, we could be in the playoffs. No, we're not. Book the concert.
Well, no, we could play Wednesday or we could play Friday. They don't know when the schedule's going to be, like, ahead of time when they book this. So, we'll schedule
I tell you right now,
it.
There's nobody booking TD Garden for a concert right now.
Oh, I bet it's already booked.
No way.
Well, no, because the damn Bruins are a problem too. The Bruins and the Celtics. They got the whole month of April.
There's no concerts coming at TD Garden with the Celtics and the Bruins in the month of April and the month of May. There are no concerts being booked. And if they are, they've got a really big asterisk on them going, yeah, by the way, this thing may not happen on this date, just FYI. In fact, I want to look at the TD Garden schedule. Let's look at this. Let's look at the TD Garden schedule.
TD's Garden. Have you ever seen a Janet Jackson video of in concert when she brings a guy up on stage and dances on top of him? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I don't know. So,
one of the best scenes I've ever seen, a concert scene. It's amazing. Guy goes crazy. It's gold, absolute gold. If you haven't seen
So
it,
the next, so
go Google it.
FYI, the next concert booked at TD Garden is Blink 182 on May 21st.
See, they could have a conference final
They
game or
could,
or
but they know at least to not book anything in the entire month of May, basically. The first 3 weeks of May, we're not booking anything at TD Garden. Our teams are playing. So this being booked is This is a sign Atlanta did not expect much out of the Hawks.
They didn't even expect to be in the playoffs, right? They
Right.
got in the play-in and said, "Yeah, book the get that concert." Luda still got it, and Janet always good. We put that in, yeah. So, well, good for them. I'm glad they're moving it.
Brian Adams plays June 10th with Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and then LL Cool J. What is that concert, huh? June 25th, Sunday, June 25th. LL Cool J in Boston. The Force Live, they're calling it. I don't know what that is. LL Cool J is touring, really?
Who knew?
And playing like big venues, not like small clubs. Wow, I'm pretty impressed. Didn't know he was doing that.
I didn't know he was doing that either.
That's something.
The grind never stops, right? I mean, how old is LL Cool J on the road?
Is LL Cool J older than you?
I would think so.
How old is LL Cool J?
I'm going to go LL.
He's 55.
I was going to say 55, double nickel.
He's 55. How about
it's like
that?
my boy Timmy Santos and Papa Big Irv Gotti. If you guys are watching the show,
so actually, well, it was announced today. That concert got that date in that concert tour got announced today. It's LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, Big Boy, Common, and Ice-T.
I might have to go. I might have to go. Those are all
the
my
Roots,
people.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
What?
DJ Z Trip.
This is when?
Rakim.
Oh my God.
Bones and Thugs. Method Man and Redman.
They're
MC
all together.
Light,
You keep
MC
naming
Light.
every one of my youth people. What are you talking? This is all one day?
This is all one show. It's called LL Cool J announces The Force Live with the Roots.
Oh, the Roots are amazing. I mean,
they are. That's true. So the Roots will be the backup band, I'm guessing, for everybody to come out so that they'll play everything.
This is TD Garden in June.
No, this is a tour. It's going around, so it'll be in Vegas, my guess. Let's see the dates are here. Are the dates? It is playing in Las Vegas on September 2nd at MGM Garden at the Garden Grand. So they start in Boston on June 25th. That's the start of the tour.
Okay,
and then they go New York, New Jersey, Ontario, Maryland, DC, Georgia, to Atlanta, Hollywood, Florida. They make their way all the way west and eventually end up in Los Angeles on the 3rd of September. So yes, you will have your shot at MGM Grand to go see LL Cool J.
I'm going. That's it. I'm going.
Oh, the odds of that. That gets announced today. That's amazing. So
I love this show. I love the show.
There you
I
go.
would have never known unless we were doing the show.
Yeah. So there you go. So you got that.
Can you imagine my wife's dismay when I text her later and say, "Hey, just so you know, LL Cool J is going on a tour and he's coming to Vegas. We got to get tickets." She's going to be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm
she
like,
doesn't like LL Cool J?
Oh, no.
It'd be like a walk down 1985.
Yeah, she could shake her thing back in the day.
There you go.
We'll be doing the butt and all that stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't do that again.
Doing the butt? What?
Oh, my. We're going down that road again. Clippers lose.
No.
We're changing topics. Clippers lose 4-1 to the Suns. Kawhi.
How'd they cover? They were getting killed the whole game. How'd they cover?
It's a great question. I don't know. They came back, lost by 6.
Yeah.
Game flew over. Kawhi with another injury. If you're the Clippers, you now have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard teamed up, and neither one can stay healthy.
Right. It's a problem.
It's got to be a massive frustration, right?
Of course.
Like you spend all this money to get all these guys, you bring them in. I mean, when Kawhi went to the Clippers, they thought, here we go. Clippers are going to win a championship. They're going to snap this horrible streak. They're going to be the thing. You know, Lakers are on the down road. You know, they're going down. Clippers are on the rise.
Yep.
We never really saw it. Yes, he won one championship with Toronto. There's no debate. Kawhi's been an incredible player, but as at this point, to me, Kawhi Leonard's career is what could have been.
Didn't Kawhi win with the Spurs? Wasn't he on the Spurs when they won? No,
He's got 2, so he has 2.
I don't know.
Okay, he
I
has
have
2
no
titles.
idea. Maybe
But he
not.
wasn't
I don't know.
he wasn't the focal point of the team when they won
No,
the
no,
title,
no, no,
though.
no. But he's been a great player for a long time. But I mean,
Yeah, but not the guy.
this is right. But it's hard when you don't play
Mm.
all the time, and then when you do play, you can't stay healthy. I mean, yeah, you got to be frustrated as hell right now if you're the Clippers. Like, what do we do now? I, I don't know. That was the game. I thought that the Suns definitely were winning. They won. I was not really paying attention to it. They were up double digits, what seemed like the whole game.
Agreed.
And
It
then
was a boring game for the most part.
what? Yeah, we had some running around to do. We had a curveball with Kelsey coming home on a plane. It got delayed. She landed in some place in Nebraska. It was crazy.
In Nebraska.
Yeah, they couldn't fly to Denver, so they landed in some small town, something Bluff,
Scottsbluff
Scotts Bluff.
or Oaks Bluff. Yeah, Scottsbluff. They landed in Scottsbluff. You know how small that town is?
They wouldn't even let him off the plane, P. Rod. I was gonna
Good,
text you. Have you
because
ever heard of Scotts Bluff?
Yes,
And
it's a middle of like it's out where I want to go play golf. That's out where the crazy golf courses are that look like England.
okay, well, that's
in the
where she
river.
landed and sat for 2 hours on a plane, and they couldn't get him. Anyhow,
Because of the plane or weather?
weather ahead in Denver or
Oh,
something. So
snow.
they landed the
Spring.
plane and then
Spring
whatever.
snow.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game. I wasn't just looking at the score, and I went out to dinner last night with another guy that we know, and I looked at the score. I'm like, how did the Clippers cover? Did they cover late? Because it was never in doubt that they were winning. Never.
It was like a late fourth quarter run, like we saw with the T-Wolves and the Nuggets in game number 4. Like you just see the game's over, but the team fights hard, and so the number comes down. So they lose by, single digits versus double digits. The Nuggets beat the T-Wolves. They are now plus 310 to win the West. How do we feel about the Nuggets?
The Nuggets?
Yeah.
This is going to be an epic series.
They have better odds than the Warriors, or shorter odds than the Warriors.
Yeah.
And they're only behind the Suns, who are plus 145.
By the way, the Clippers outscored the Suns 36-25 in the fourth quarter yesterday after the Suns put up a 50-burger in the third.
They pushed it. Right. The game was over. They just pushed it. And then
50-24.
That's why you can't lay
50 points in a quarter.
You can't lay. That's why you can't lay 12.5 points in the NBA.
You really can't. It's just a recipe for disaster. There's no reward for that. How do I feel about the Denver Nuggets? What's the series price between Denver and Phoenix? Denver's a 2.5 point favorite in game 1 on Saturday, like Dubsy would say, Saturday night. What do you think the series price is? I have not looked. Are you frozen?
I am looking
right now. Oh, I thought you froze.
Wow.
What? I love when you do that. Interesting.
Minus 146 from the Suns. Whoa, that seems heavy.
That's a split price. That's game 1 and 2. We split. We go to Phoenix with home court minus 145. That's what that price
Denver's going to lose a home game.
Mm-hmm. That's what that price tells me. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's a little bit different, but the same as Sacramento Golden State, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah. The team favored to win the West, the lowest odds of a Western Conference team to win the NBA championship is on the road in round 2, and they're favored.
I got to say,
I'm surprised it's not higher.
Really? I mean, being on the other side, if I'm the Warriors, I'm ecstatic that one, I could play if I win this series, which is not going to be easy, but they're minus 215 favorites to win their series. That they've got the Lakers who are going to win tonight, knock out the Grizzlies, and then they know
not winning tonight.
All right, well,
I'm
Lakers.
No, I was not convinced earlier. The Grizzlies, after what they did in the fourth quarter, just feel like they're just not playing smart basketball. But for some reason, they're going to win tonight.
All right.
Just
Well,
leave
hold
it
on.
at
We'll,
that.
we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
But let's say the Warriors play the Lakers maybe later than we think. But I mean, they know that one of these two teams, either Denver or Phoenix, is gone. I mean, being on the bottom, being on that side of the bracket is so beneficial right now. Not having to play not having to play both Denver and Phoenix.
There's gentlemen outside my house right now.
Okay.
I have to go hold this segment. Keep
Yes.
going. I'm going to
Yes.
run out and talk to these guys about a fallen tree. in
Yes.
my
Go ahead.
front
We
area. I'll be
were
right
all
back.
already
Thank you.
prepared for this.
Yes,
So
thank you.
Dave knew he had to go take care of that. So we'll keep rolling here on BBB. Oh, I said I was going to do this. While we did this, I'm going to pull up the chat. We've never actually done an AMA. You can ask me anything, but Dave's going to walk. I have the chat up. I'm going to talk. If you guys have questions, you guys can go ahead and fire questions in the chat and I'll answer them. So I've got the chat up at the moment. So go ahead and fire questions and we can have a little chit chat while Dave is dealing with the tree that I guess is horizontal in his front yard. I've never really understood how that happens, but it happens. The most annoying team in any sport, most annoying team, not fan base. The most annoying team would probably have to be, man, I don't know. I don't know if I'm annoyed by a team. They just like won't go away. They just won't lose. I mean, the Hawks are right now the most annoying team to me. They just won't go away. I mean, Trae Young is playing his tail off. That shot he hit from the logo last night was incredible. I would say the Hawks right now, but I don't think I have an annoying team. Teams never bother me. Players never bother me because players and fans are separate. Certain players can be annoying, but teams as a whole are generally not annoying. Fan bases are clearly being enormous. Let's see. I'm solo now. Yes, Dave's got a tree guy. Yes, Dave always has. Dave has a guy for anything. What's my favorite Bones and Thug song? Man, I got to look this up now because I don't know how old I was. I was in college when Bones and Thug played UMass, and I saw Bones and Thugs when I was, I don't know, sophomore, maybe freshman or sophomore in college because their debut album came out when I was in high school. 95. Yeah. 95. They released their second album. First of the month. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'll say first of the month. That would be it's the most popular. That'd probably be my favorite Bones and Thug song. Who is any NHL future bets? No, because Dave's done it. I'm waiting. So I'm not going to bet the exactas until after the first round because I'm concerned that Dave and I sat at the Red Rock about a mile from where I'm sitting. And we went through all these different prices. And like, I had a pretty good amount of money that I'd have to pay out to buy every ticket that I wanted with the top four teams against the other four, against like the Bruins, against the top four teams from the West. And then I thought about maybe Carolina coming out of there. The West is such a crapshoot because, I mean, Edmonton should win their series now against the Kings, but that's not a guarantee. And then I like Dallas. I like Dallas going into the series against the Wild. I liked them last night. They won last night. So I'm still seeing the board right. I wasn't able to pull the trigger yet on the exactas as to whether or not who of the top four teams could come out. Because I think the Avalanche are in real trouble. I think the Avalanche could lose tonight. And if the Avalanche lose, Seattle is really good on the road. No Cale Makar. So you've got a huge opportunity for Seattle to win game 5 and then have game 6 at home with a chance to close out the Avalanche. I know it sounds nuts, but I would have had the Avalanche as one of my top 4 teams and all those tickets would have been dead after the first round. So I'm not going to get the 29-1 price. I'm not going to get the 35-1 price, but I'm going to take the field and I'm going to cut the field in half. And by cutting the field in half, I think I've got a better opportunity to get it right and actually be profitable rather than having to spray the board and see a wonky team like the Kraken come out of the West, which isn't insane. So like, that's why I haven't bought the exactas as of yet. Dave has gone and bought exactas. He's gone and put money already in the market for this. I'm going to wait till after the first round when I could have a better idea of who's left in, frankly, Tampa and Toronto as well. I'll buy, exactas because if the Bruins were to lose, you got to buy the exacta prices on whoever they play, which is probably going to be Toronto. So you have to buy the exacta prices on Toronto after the fact. So think the winner of the Boston-Toronto series is going to the Cup. So that would be the Eastern Conference representation in my mind.
Wait, what just happened? I went outside. I just met Poncho and Jose,
Huh?
and I learned 2 things. One, when a tree get heavy up at the top, the wind blow it over.
Right.
Okay, that was the first thing.
Yes, fair.
And second of all, I need to work on my Spanish because it stinks. I
Mm.
can't speak Spanish at all.
Did you try?
So, other than hola and muy bien, that's
Don't
all
try.
I got.
Yeah, don't try.
Seriously. And mi lápiz es amarillo. I remember that from Spanish class. My pencil was yellow. That's all I remember. Seriously.
What's a ligma?
Eligma?
Matt, do you have ligma? What's ligma?
Ligma. I don't know what that is.
What's ligma?
In Espanol?
I don't know. It's in the chat. I told the chat to ask me anything while you were gone.
Ligma. I don't know.
don't know.
Enigma? Did someone just fat finger Enigma?
Do I go over
What
my
are you
picks with
talking
Dave? Can we please stop this ridiculous rumor that I do not run my picks by you every day?
We talk about this stuff on the show. We don't talk about it otherwise. Why?
Yeah,
What are we
but I
talking about?
bet overnight. I bet last night. So the bets come onto the show after they've already been placed.
Yeah, I didn't
I
talk to you
do
last
talk
night.
to you. I do talk to you about certain picks and plays at times. Yes, at times, Dave and I.
Oh, he's frozen. Snap your fingers. He's frozen. Look at that face. Oh, Mikey Awesome's going to town with that one.
Just so
Mm.
FYI, I bet overnight, and I do not. I knocked Dave last night. It's.
I didn't talk to you last night. No,
No.
I was out.
So this
I
whole
had
thing
dinner
about
late,
like,
and then I had a whole rigmarole with this other
what did I
stuff.
fall for? People were saying I fell for it. What do you mean I fell for it?
Oh my God.
What did I fall for? I don't understand.
I have no idea.
I don't know what that
Poncho
means.
chips.
I don't know what that means.
either.
So I don't know. Jay Parks have to explain that because I don't know. I don't understand what that means.
Jimmy Burke 13. Do you go over your picks with Dave before you bet? No.
No.
No, not usually. No.
No.
That's
So
I
it
don't
happens
know.
once in a while. Like I'll say, hey, what do you think of, or what this, what that? Like I have asked.
Oh,
you
we
about
had a
plays.
session about
A ton.
the exacts. I heard you
Yeah,
just talking
we were
about
set,
that when
yeah.
I came in. You literally brought a notebook.
Yeah.
We started talking about stuff. We were writing stuff that I was doing a bunch of things, and you started sweating an NBA total
Hmm.
and losing a year off of your life with that game, standing up, watching that guy walk between us, going,
Oh,
you people this, you people that. I was entertained by you watching the game and losing the total by a half point. But we
Called
didn't
that.
make any decisions about any bets. You made a decision to not
Yeah.
do too many, or
Well,
you didn't do one exactly. You didn't do anything.
I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it all in the second round when I think I've got a bet. I mean, I'm going to get much worse prices. I understand that. I just think I'm going to have a better idea about path because I can't figure out Tampa, Toronto. I couldn't figure out who I wanted to bet. I thought
Right.
Tampa wins, but I was like, man, this could you could be right about Toronto. And then I thought about the Hurricanes, and I'm like, I don't love the Hurricanes. And now they're in a fight with the Islanders.
Whew, what a
Okay.
game last night for the Islanders. What a game.
So we'll get to that in a second.
Right.
And then I'm looking at Edmonton, and I'm like, I think Edmonton would be the team I would pick to come out of the West, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, they ran through the Kings last night, but for LA to win game 6 and force a game 7 is very possible. And in a
It's
game
actually very
7
likely.
in the
The way that
NHL,
game ended, the way that game went, the Kings will probably win game 6.
so then flip a coin, right? In terms of a game 7 in hockey. And if the Kings
I don't like
advance,
to be the favorite in game 7s in hockey.
Oof.
Do you?
no, I mean,
I
at
hate
home,
it.
sometimes
Oh.
there's more pressure being at home on a game 7
Yeah.
than there is being on the road. You're not playing loose and free, and you're nervous because your fans are, literally sitting on their hands, and the boo birds come out if you get beat in a game 7. In particular, if you're actually happening to do, if you are a Canadian team and you haven't won the cup in 20, 30 years.
Right.
So that's why I couldn't justify it because I'm like, man, there's a bigger field with potential teams. Like in the NFL, we had a pretty good idea. Like we bought some long shots, but you had a pretty good idea. Like the Giants weren't going to the Super Bowl. Okay. It's
No,
one.
those were token tickets, so the book didn't
Yeah.
think we were sharp. We
Right.
just bought those as with small amounts,
Right.
just in case.
Right.
But
To
we didn't
cover
really
our tail.
believe it. We bought. I mean, I bought the Chiefs and the Eagles and the Bengals. That was
Right.
the one that I was like thinking we're going to get that.
Because a
in the
home
AFC.
field and the way it's a 1-game situation. These are 7-game series. and it's hockey, and hockey is far more volatile with
Yeah.
home ice meaning less
Yeah.
and teams getting beat and upset with hot goaltenders.
Mm.
So I after you and I sat down that day, I went home and I was getting ready to buy all of it. And I was like, you know what? I was like, man, I can make a case for the Kings to beat the Edmonton Oilers. I can make a case for the Maple Leafs to beat Tampa Bay. And I'm going to be
Yep.
dead with, 8 or 9 of these tickets are going to be dead
Right.
after the first round.
Yep.
So I was like, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm going to wait. Like, I want to be involved with this. But one, I'm way too biased with the Bruins. So I got to be able to buy off of that and play off of that and have something to bet against it. So I have to buy whoever they're playing, but I'm not buying all the tickets for Tampa and Toronto because that's dumb because one of those teams are dead. So I know I'm buying half the tickets are dead. When I go to the window, I know they're already dead for someone. I just don't know which one. So I want to wait. So that's why I've waited, but I will fire once we get through the first round
Okay.
on Exactus, and I will get involved. There's clearly some type of inside joke or some type of show that we don't understand that I'm not privy to. So I'm 46, Dave's 52. Just by the way, just understand if you're making a crack on a show that 20-year-olds watch, I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
here. What does ligma mean? Don't fall for it. Ligma is a made-up disease and internet hoax claimed to have killed popular Fortnite video game streamer Ninja.
See, okay.
When people not in on the joke ask, what is ligma? Pranksters reply with the crass pun, ligma balls, or other such
So
slang
it is
term
something
like nuts.
like a 20-year-old. Yes. This is
How
okay.
about that?
Okay, there we go.
I got Google too, boys.
All right.
What are you talking about?
There we go. I don't ask things that go on pop culture with Reddit and everything else, guys. Okay, come on now.
Yeah,
Know
come on.
know your audience, who you're talking
Please.
to.
What do we
All right,
do?
Milwaukee's laying 12 tonight against Miami. What is this line? This makes no sense. Like, how do we not just bet Miami on principle?
Do you want Miami tonight?
Yeah,
Well, good for you.
I have a play in the game, but it's not on the side.
I don't want anything to do with this game.
I'm
I
betting
will
streaks.
not watch a single second. The way this thing breaks down tonight with the schedule, why in the hell is this a 9:30 p.m. Eastern start?
Hmm.
That's a
Because
late
it's
start.
8:30 because it's 8:30 Milwaukee time.
Oh, it's in the time zone for them.
Yeah,
I mean, 8:30 is a late start time for a
it is. But for
basketball game, is
Miami,
it
they're
not?
cool with they like the East Coast window. It takes it up to the 11 o'clock news. So they're cool with that.
Okay.
9:30
Well, you
on
get
T.
delayed. You get delayed local news if you start at 9:30.
No, because
Eastern.
it goes up to that time. People start coming onto in the East Coast. They turn the TV set on, so the chances someone's going to run into the second half of the Heat in Milwaukee is pretty high.
Is the news start at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock for you? Like if you were a news director, what's the proper time to start the news?
This has been my favorite question I have 17 kids in my class at UNLV. Today is be last. But anything about today, I'll talk about later. But my last class today, my last official class.
Yes.
I ask them all the time, when's the last time you guys watched the news?
Oh God.
I ask them, what time does the news start?
They don't know.
They don't know.
Right.
I said, the nightly news, national nightly news, what time does it start?
They have no idea that there is even national nightly news.
Correct. No idea.
Yeah.
Name me an anchor on national news.
No idea.
No idea.
But they know what the ligma is.
Right? 11 o'clock. I said, do you guys watch 10 o'clock news? There's news at 10 o'clock.
Oh.
11 o'clock news. There's news at 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Nothing. So to me, it's always been 11 o'clock because that's when I grew up. But in the Midwest, it started at 10. So
guys in the chat,
in the central time zone,
chat,
it's 10 o'clock in the central time zone.
Settle this argument. This will be the first Ask the Chat portion of the show. Has nothing to do with the ligma or the nuts or any of that other stuff. It has to do with the time that you think the news starts. Is it in the late night window? Because now there's 4 o'clock p.m., 5 o'clock p.m., 6 o'clock p.m. news. They started earlier. It's like ridiculous. But no, for the late news, is it 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? What time do you think of? Because
For
for
me,
me, it was
it's 11.
always the 11 o'clock news.
Yes, because we grew up that way on the East Coast. But when I moved to the Midwest, to
It was
Omaha
10.
and Des Moines, it's 10. So that's
Is there
just
an 11 o'clock or is there 10 to 11 and then done in
depends
the
upon the
Midwest?
channel. Sometimes there is a 10 and an 11. Yes, they do two newscasts sometimes.
Like, isn't it overkill to do both?
No, because the games get over for the 11 o'clock news East Coast time. So you have to fill it and then you fill the 11 o'clock time slot as well. But yes, I mean, local news is dying. It is going by the wayside of newspapers because by the time they go on, if it's a significant story, everybody already knows the outcome. Like everyone knows what the news
Not
is.
everybody. Some people only watch the news. Now they may
Below
be
the age of
over 50
60,
or 60. They might
okay?
be.
Yeah, okay.
I live with two of them.
So your audience is 60 plus that you're talking to. Otherwise, you're in your 50s. You're on Twitter all the time. If there was a major shooting on the strip, you would know about it fast.
I would know before the news would.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you would know right away because you're on Twitter, or if there's been some big trial or some big arrest or some big construction or something nasty happening, you would already know because Twitter is where the kids, my kids, at least in my class, where do you guys get your news? Twitter. All of them.
Not Instagram or TikTok.
No, because those aren't news. Those aren't the way the Instagram and TikTok, the way the algorithm operates, it's not instantaneous. You see stuff from 5 days ago on TikTok all the time. It's not
Yeah,
timely.
I don't think so either. The chat has spoken. There's a Whitrock is in the Midwest. He said 10 o'clock.
Yep.
Konowinski said 11.
Someone say
Eron
Iowa's not the
Sean, of course,
Midwest.
parlayed.
Iowa's not the Midwest. What's wrong with you?
Who said that?
Where would you put Iowa?
What in the hell are you talking about? I was right in the middle of it's the Midwest. Midwest. What are you
Yeah,
talking
right?
about?
That's ridiculous.
Who
Iowa's not the
said Iowa
Midwest.
ain't the Midwest?
That's insane. T Hootie 93.
T Hootie 93. You're wrong.
Yes.
I mean, Iowa is the Midwest. But we got Volfan Dan 11. We got a lot of 11s. We got who stays up until 11. That's crazy. That's Whitrock. See, those people in the Midwest go to bed early because they get up early. Out on a farm and stuff, people get up before the sun. Like, so they don't stay up late.
Why does everybody in the Midwest have to be on a farm? Like, do you know how much that
Well,
pisses
there's a
them
lot of
off?
farmland. There's
It
a lot of
pisses-
cornfields. There's a lot
You
of
understand
animals you
how
got to
pissed
tend to
off
in the Midwest.
They get so mad. People
Do
in the
they?
Midwest they get so mad
I
that
don't
they
like when
get
people getting mad.
quickly associated with farms all
It's
the
a farm.
time.
It's a
Like
farm.
Omaha people get so pissed off that they think when you
Do
land in
they?
Omaha, oh my gosh, that there's tumbleweeds and farms. They get so angry. It's a riot. They're like, yeah, we got running water too, by the way. Like
Sometimes the well ain't working and you ain't got running water either. So think about that. I remember
there's
those.
so
I
like
would
Iowa
visit
has a
those.
lot more farmland. Western Nebraska's got tons of farmland, but like the cities that are on the Missouri River are always very like, hey, wait a minute, like we're not. I mean, the cities on the Mississippi and cities on the Missouri.
Sonic just solved it all for us right now.
What?
There's the news at 10 o'clock p.m. Well, that is up against the Bostonian versus the Book on Sports Grid TV in my time zone, so nobody's watching that newscast.
Amen,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
Sonic. That
Amen,
guy's
man.
hired. I can't wait to meet Sonic. There's no question. That's the answer. That solved it pretty simply right there.
That's
Thank you very
phenomenal.
much. Yeah.
So you're not taking the dog. Okay, I would.
No.
Cleveland's laying 5.5 now to the Knicks in this pivotal game 5. Totals down to 202.5. Another bet.
This
the
is a
streak.
game Cleveland wins, right? They win. Cleveland wins, don't they?
They avoid it. Yeah, I think they avoid it. They're at home. I could see it going back to New York. Yeah, I think
I got the explanation of the bing bong, by the way.
Oh,
it's the train. The train when it pulls up
goes
bing
bing
bong.
It
So some
does.
guy took it and put it in all the Knicks videos.
Iowa is more northwest. Someone needs a legitimate
Somebody needs a fucking map.
Yeah, get a map, my friend. You need
What
a map.
are you talking about?
Iowa is in the northwest. Yikes. Okay, geography is not taught
Northwest
well in
of
our schools. Northwest of Missouri?
Maybe.
What are we
What
talking
the
about?
hell? Iowa is in the middle of the country in the Midwest.
Yeah, I don't know what's crazy.
What
Anyways,
in the hell?
can the Cavs win the series?
Mm, mm, mm-mm. I don't think so. You got to win 3 straight.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
I mean,
But tonight, I do think they lock it down tonight. This game could be 88-86.
what's the total tonight?
202.5.
I told you, the numbers are the same. They ain't making it under 200.
They should.
Is this a game goes over?
Nope.
Hell no.
Nope.
Under again. That's my
Under.
favorite bet of the game. I don't want that
Yes.
to do with the game. I'm
No, I agree.
looking at the total.
Yes.
Iowa is legit the Midwest. Thank you.
It is. It's like, yeah, that should be a t-shirt. Iowa is the Midwest. Not in, but is. Iowa
Yeah,
is the
right.
Midwest. Lakers, you think the Grizzlies are winning and covering tonight?
Do I think the Grizzlies are winning and covering tonight?
You said it before.
I think the Grizzlies are winning tonight. And I didn't after game 4, I was like, that's a wrap. They blew that game. They should have won that game. They could have had to win the series and all this other stuff. Unless we get that that old man strength that like when you were younger and you either messed around with an older guy or you try to mess around with your dad or your uncle, and they would put that old man strength on you and find a way to beat you.
Mhm.
Big brother, little brother thing. If the Lakers do that, they can win this game and close the series out. But I think this is the game that the Grizzlies win because this feels like that public dog nonsense talk all morning so far. Did a couple shows this morning and talked to some people. They're like, Lakers money line, Lakers money line, Lakers money line. Hold on. Spread's 4 for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Grizzlies are
I'll
going to
say
win.
this: win or lose,
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks better have the game of his damn life.
Yeah.
He better have 25 and 10. He better be on both ends, the best player on the floor for the Grizzlies.
Script.
Given what that dude said this entire series, calling LeBron old, saying, I don't give anybody respect unless they drop 40 on me, and then running away from the media the last 2 games and refusing to talk to the media. Man, you want to flamethrow? Go right ahead, but you better sit there and take the flame throwing after you say what you say.
Some people don't like to take the flamethrower. They just like to throw the flames.
That's embarrassing on so many levels. And you might say, let my play do the talking. All right, dude, you're at home in a closeout game against the second best player of all time, who you besmirched, tucked down to, and ripped while you have done nothing in your career. You better be unbelievable tonight. I don't care if your team wins or loses. You better pop off the screen. When we're watching you, it better be like, damn, Brooks came to play tonight.
Yeah.
Because if not, boy, in that locker room, I think he loses a lot of respect from a lot of people.
I don't know. I don't know if we got all that. We got to put all that on this.
I am all in on Dylan Brooks, man. Dylan Brooks better be unbleeping believable.
I feel like you're doing it now, like that scene in My Cousin Vinny when he starts talking about when they're out at the cabin and he says, can you pile any more shit onto this game right now? You're talking about the Brooks and the this and that. All we got to do is win a game.
Yeah, but it's more than that though, because he made this series about himself. He's the one who did this. Nobody forced him to say what he said about LeBron.
I know, but like that's
multiple times, by the way, multiple times.
I know.
Decided to talk about
just we gotta.
Oh no!
Just
whether they win or lose, whether they win or lose, which I'm not sure they do, but I wouldn't bet it. But I'm not sure that they do. Win or lose, Dylan Brooks better have an amazing game. Amazing game tonight.
T Huddy 93 just said Dave thinks Pitt is East Coast. I said Pittsburgh is Mid-Atlantic.
Right, not East Coast. Mid-Atlantic.
Not East Coast. It's definitely not East Coast.
What? Hold on.
To Huddy, what are you talking?
Wait. Before you get really crazy.
What?
The Mid-Atlantic is the East Coast.
East Coast is on the coast.
Mid-Atlantic is on the coast. There's not a single state. There's not a single state in the Mid-Atlantic that's not touching the ocean.
Pennsylvania is it?
Pennsylvania is not, and technically it is touching the ocean.
Pennsylvania is touching what ocean?
Philadelphia.
What in the hell's wrong with you?
Hold on. Well, I guess Philadelphia's not. I'm thinking about Philly.
Are you nuts?
That's the river, right? So I guess they're not touching the ocean.
River
it's close. It's close.
And an ocean.
No, it's close. I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to remember in Philadelphia there's water in Philadelphia. So I'm trying to remember, does that water spill out into the ocean? Only part of Pennsylvania that even comes close. But Pennsylvania is not technically as a state in the Mid-Atlantic. Parts of the state
geography portion of the show, boys.
Part of the state
and girls, thank you for being here. I see Winning Las Vegas in the chat, and Julie is in the chat too. We're one at a time. We're getting the women into the show too for both the laughs and the hot takes, not the geography lessons. There's not a single portion of the state of Pennsylvania touching any ocean anywhere.
Yeah, but the Delaware River almost gets. I mean, you're talking about
that's not the ocean,
but it goes right. It goes right into the ocean. So it spills. The Delaware River comes up from the ocean, and Wilmington into Westchester, that part of Philadelphia. Like we're literally talking. When does the river begin and where does the ocean end? Conversation. Like it's close.
93. I blame you for this shit.
It's very close. Okay. It is. You're right. The Delaware River officially, you're right on this, but we're talking like literally maybe 10 miles. What? What?
I don't know the geography amount of miles. Just clip it. Clip that portion of the show where you said you're right on this. And we're going to play it in a meme over and over.
No, but I was thinking, but it's close. Again, I don't put Pennsylvania in the Mid-Atlantic. It's New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, North Carolina,
Maryland.
That's in Maryland. That's in DC. That's the Mid-Atlantic. West Virginia is not in the Mid-Atlantic.
What is West Virginia then?
That's a very interesting question. What is West Virginia? Because people-wise, they're in the South.
A lot of I mean, a lot of people like this show in West Virginia. B House, a big fan of the show, and
I'm just saying, people in West Virginia, as people-wise, they're the South.
Don't do it.
Why? It's true.
It's not Connecticut. Don't do it.
It's not Connecticut. No. I mean, I know what if I meet someone from West Virginia and I would go, okay, yeah, you're from West Virginia. You can't do that from Connecticut. There's no culture in Connecticut. West Virginia's got a culture. The mining people, they got a culture, they got a history, they got music, they got food. I like West Virginia.
Okay.
Mountains are gorgeous.
They are.
But what part of the country is it? I mean, I'd call it the Midwest. Yeah. I mean, you're touching Ohio. It's that weird.
Where does the Midwest start?
I think the Midwest starts basically halfway into Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh's the Midwest, as I'm saying. Like Pittsburgh, you could say it starts in Pittsburgh if you want.
Really?
How far a drive from Cleveland is Pittsburgh?
You driving or the regular Pete?
Me. How far is the drive from Pennsylvania?
You could probably make it in under 2 hours.
Exactly.
That would be, you would get pulled over.
Exactly. Well, fine. It's like 2 hours, right? It's a 2-hour drive, and you sure as shit are going to say that Cleveland's the Midwest, are you not?
Ohio's the Midwest.
Okay, but hold on. Is Cleveland the Midwest?
100%.
Okay, so it's a 2-hour drive. It's very close. It's the Midwest. Pittsburgh's the Midwest. There it is.
I can't believe
Midwest starts in Youngstown, Ohio. No, it does not.
I mean, that's for sure.
Okay.
You've been to Youngstown? It's definitely the Midwest.
Oh, that's true. Warriors are favored on the road against the Kings. Why? Can you help me with this? Why?
De'Aaron Fox.
Even he's playing.
Yeah, but he's hurt.
We don't know how badly.
Somebody knows, or somebody thinks they know because they bet it. It was flipped the other way, and boom, it flipped the other way. I was with some guys last night who still are in rooms, and they're like, "Oh, they bet that before it hit the wire."
Bet smart. There's great culture in West Virginia. Food too. Culture, people. If you've been to West Virginia, you have to. You're from Knoxville. You have to have been to West Virginia before. Some cool places in there. Some cool
What
town. I
is
I like Americana. I like bluegrass. I like Southern culture. So all those things in West Virginia, they've got them. Yes, they eat raccoons, but yes, it's good. There's
they
good food.
eat raccoons?
Kidding.
Oh
But
god.
yes,
What?
there's good food in West Virginia. Yes. Good whiskey, good drinking. Yeah.
All that.
Good hunting.
There's a
Yeah.
couple unbelievable golf courses there too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big trees, rolling hills
Yeah.
all over.
Anyways, back to the complete opposite of West Virginia, Northern California. I am very
Complete opposite.
curious to see if the Warriors have it in them to win a road game and take control of this series. Even with De'Aaron Fox banged up, I'm stunned they're favored.
Well, let's think one step ahead and then we'll work backwards.
All right.
The Warriors are winning game 6,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So is this who's all the pressure on in this game in game 5? It's all on Sacramento. This isn't the game the Warriors have to win because
Correct.
you just said it. They're winning
Yeah.
game 6 in Golden State. They're winning. It's despite the fact that Sacramento gave them their best shot last game.
But that means they got to. But if the Warriors
And-
lose this game, that means they've got to go back to game 7 in this building. There's pressure on the Warriors. They got to prove they can win a road game.
Man, oh man.
So, I mean, think about it. If the Warriors lose this game, they know they're going back to Sacramento to play a game 7 in that building. So I do think there's pressure on them to win because they don't want to come back and have to do that.
Yeah.
So it's equally, I think there's equal pressure on both teams. I don't think this is like a one-sided way. It's all the pressure's on the Kings. Warriors have yet to win a road game of significance.
All season.
Right. All year.
All
Right.
season.
So in this game, all of a sudden they're just going to, with or without Fox's injury come into play, obviously. But, if he's on the floor, which he should be, he may not be able to shoot, but he can drive. You don't need the tip of your finger to hit a layup.
Right?
So, I mean, yeah, okay, his 3-point shooting is probably going to be taken down, but he makes so many plays at the rim.
What's the total in the game? 235,
High.
234 and a half.
High.
It's not high enough, is it? Well, they started at some places started this thing at 238. What? What? He must be hurt. He must be hurt. I don't know. This could be it. Just got a text from Perry Dawkins. Our man
Right.
said he saw video of him. He looked bad.
Of Fox?
Yeah.
Video of him what? Shooting? It's a fingertip. Like
Fox looked bad in some film of him shooting. Was he only hitting like 20% of his practice shots?
yeah, I
Listen,
could,
this gets out
yeah.
there and people bet that stuff. It's
But
worse
I
than
understand the idea of him not being able to hit a 3. But again, layups, you don't need the tip of your finger to hit a layup. So get to the rim. Like it takes away his jump shot. I'll give you that. But okay, he becomes a passer. And on defense, you don't need, like, if this was a knee injury, it would be far different. This is a tip of the finger. Okay. He can
Yeah.
still run. He can still jump. He can still play defense. So there's one part of his game that's not going to be good. Jump shooting. Fine. But he can still collapse defenses and make guys come over and he can kick it and be a distributor and find guys who will hit shots for him. So I don't think this is that big of an injury. This is not that significant to me in terms of it should flip everything. It's Fox is a great player. He's a great shooter. I get all the things he can do, but you're just taking out one piece. Ankle, knee, shoulder, different story. It's a fingertip. He's healthy otherwise.
You're aware that you use your fingers on everything you do for basketball, right?
Yeah, but he's going to take a numbing shot, okay? So is it going to have a feel? The ball is going to feel a little bit different in his hand. I'll give you that.
So
but not dramatically different to the point where he can't dribble. You played basketball with a busted finger before, haven't you? It's annoying, but you can do it.
It's in here. You have to learn how to do that. Has he ever done this before? Like when you
everyone has played basketball, has jammed their finger, broken their finger, has
the
played.
worst.
It sucks, but you can do it. You just tape it up.
Still effed up because of it.
You tape it up, and you might not be able to do the same exact moves or everything as well as you would like it to be done. But I again, he's going to be on the floor defensively. He's going to be on the floor to run the offense. It's a frustration injury. It's an
Right.
uncomfortable thing. It's going to cause
Yes.
him to play differently. Yes.
All the above.
But to flip the line? Ooh, I don't
People
know.
bet it.
I know.
There's no question. This is the must-watch game of the night, no? I mean, like, this is I can't wait to watch this West Coast time, perfect time. I'm trying to get out of any, other duties that might have
I
to
don't know.
come up.
I'm really looking forward to the Memphis game.
Are you really?
I'm really looking forward to the Memphis. Yeah, I really want to see what this Memphis team. This is a gut check. We're going to learn a lot about Memphis tonight.
Breaking
lot.
news right now, our friend Tyler BetSmart
Yes.
just put in the chat that he owns 59 acres in West Virginia.
Yes.
That sounds like a perfect place for, like, a BVB Woodstock meeting. If we could get the people there, you can partake in whatever you'd like out on
The
Tyler's
amount
land.
of waivers we're going to have people sign for that would be insane.
Oh, well, that's a good thing we don't have the lawyers no more to ask, because they definitely would not okay this, but Tyler might. Can you imagine? We got DJ Hooks can come entertain the crowd for a little
He's
bit.
coming with his hot neighbor to Vegas this weekend.
Who?
He's got a 10 neighbor. Tyler's been telling everybody in our Discord channel about how hot his neighbor is. I told him to bring the neighbor. I said, bring her with you. Come on in.
Title shots?
I don't know. We'll see what she looks like.
Wow!
Have her come
Things
on in.
just got really interesting, right?
You're not in the Discord channel. If you came in the Discord, you would know more. This is what
Got
we
enough
do.
shit going on.
The Discord channel is where we talk about all this stuff.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where's the Discord channel again?
BVBshow.com.
I mean, that's why you should, if nothing else, get in there for the title shot chatter. That's amazing.
BYOB, bring your own bolt on. That's good. That's tremendous.
We're never getting off late night.
Eh,
Never getting
I'm good.
off late night.
I'm good with it.
I am too. Fuck them.
I'm good with it.
Put
All
that
right, so
11:57. Run
Right.
a log.
what do you make of the Islanders winning yesterday in a game that everyone thought they were going to lose on the road? Are they live?
Absolutely. Absolutely, they're live. That was such a character win.
Yeah.
That was one of those Sorokin's got to be the best guy in the ice. He was. Like, that was one of those, like, damn, hockey's tremendous. Like, it's just the best. No waivers. You either live or die. I don't think we can put that on the put that on the invitation.
You come
think
and
that's-
die. It's not our fault.
I don't think that's going to work. I don't know what kind of waiver that's going to require, but I don't think we can put that on there, Tyler.
Do the-
Islanders are favored -120 in game
Yeah.
6 on
Uh-huh.
Friday night.
do they force a game 7?
We got an extra day's rest. Now, I'll ask you guys this. First, I'll ask you, Perrault, then we'll
Mhm.
ask the chat. If we're our book and we saw what we just saw last night,
Mhm.
and we go and we have to make a line for game 6
Mhm.
on the island in that barn,
Mhm.
and we need a total 5.5 under -50 or 5 over -20. Which one are we using?
I would make them pay the juice for under 5.5.
You would use the 5.5.
Yeah, make them pay the juice because they'll lay it. If it goes over, we clean up. From the book, I want to take every. I want to clear the
You think
chips
that
off
game
the
goes
board.
over?
It could. If it does, it could. Yes. 4-2, open net. A team's up 3-2, open net, 4-2 final. It's completely possible.
It's completely possible, but I would rather use 5.
I mean, and it
And
keeps
let 'em
people
bet
off. The
over
-150
with the
keeps
juice.
people off of it. So it keeps the public doesn't want to lay 150. So it keeps an overwhelming number of bets coming in on the under.
5 or 5.5, boys, in the chat. And girls.
Well, no,
Hi, Julie.
like from a
and Winnie in Las
gambler's
Vegas.
perspective, I'd want 5. From a book perspective, I'd put 5.5 and heavily juice it.
So and again, the game's not until Friday night, so we'll talk about it because today's only Wednesday. Thank goodness, because my favorite thing about today, which we do at the end of every show, is that today is not Thursday, because I woke up and thought today was Thursday for about the first hour of being awake and then was informed it was only Wednesday. I was so happy that today is only Wednesday because We got a lot of things happening on the weekend, so I
Perry
didn't even
Duck
know
has
about the
asked, is
title
the handle being taxed? That's good. That's good. That's a good joke.
We'll get to some stories about the gambling industry there too.
That's-
We got that on the rundown. I don't know. I think it's a dead under game. I think the Islanders are alive. Yes.
It's wild. Dallas, I like Dallas. You like Minnesota. I'm going to admit, though, I didn't see a 4-0 shutout. Minnesota crumbled. I mean, bad penalties, game misconducts,
The whole game changed at the beginning when Foligno did what he did.
got
That was it.
tossed.
It was a wrap. It was done. I bet
Yeah.
Dallas in game. I said it's
Yeah.
done. It's a wrap. I like the under. We got there. In game Dallas. That's now I didn't see the end result of that after it was 2-0. I didn't watch another second of that one. Is he suspended for game 6 or no?
Probably just given precedent. Cale
Dallas, Minnesota now is a dead pick 'em. Oh, minus 110s on Minnesota. 5.5 under 30 in that one. Oh man. Dallas.
I just can't believe the books continually put up 130 for under 1.5 goals for Carolina and the Islanders. It's 5-0. It's been 130 every game. It's hit 5 straight times. Under 1.5 goals, Carolina and the Islanders.
Right. Yeah.
It's been 130 every single game.
Just like Otto said when he was on the show at PSU Auto on the Twitter, say thank you, bet it, and move on. We don't need to remind them that they maybe should change it or
I'm just
juice
surprised.
it more.
I'm just surprised. I mean, I'm just surprised.
Let him
surprised
go.
that the number hasn't gone up. Yeah, so it's stayed there, and I mean, I'm betting streaks tonight. I'm betting streaks. I bet streaks last night. I'm betting streaks, and as long as these streaks continue and the juice is not moving, I'm going to keep on betting it. Just keep on firing. I think Dallas wins the series. Do you?
Yes. I think Dallas wins this series.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then finally, Oilers all over the Kings. Does the series go back to Edmonton for a game 7?
Well, the first period was 3-2. It was crazy.
Yeah, but it was 3-2, but it was almost like I never thought the Kings could win that game like that. That was an Oiler game. You play like that, Oilers are going to win that game. 6-3 final. That's their game.
I thought at that point, if the Kings got the next goal and made it 3-3, they could win. As soon as they didn't, bye-bye.
But that would have been
because they can't stay out of the penalty box.
But it would have been a 4-3 final if that were to be the case. If we're getting 6 goals or more, that is Edmonton's game, and they will win the vast majority of games like that.
Right.
They just have better skill players. They have better players on the ice one-on-one individually with Draisaitl and McDavid, that they are able to create more scoring opportunities if you're going to give them the wide open style that the Kings played last night. I mean, they pulled Korpisalo and put in Copley,
which is like getting a win and a half. When you can get the other team's goalie pulled, like when that used to happen, and like, you know, we were either at the games or when we were playing and they pulled a goalie, you get a little extra juice. You win a little bit more. All the seeds of doubt are now being watered.
Who plays game 6?
Oh, you go back to your guy. Forget about that. I don't think it's a question. But look at the number. Saturday night in LA. Which
Perry Duckets, Carolina is capable of clearing that over any night.
Yeah.
They're 0-5. Okay, but they're 0-5.
The first period.
The first period.
What you're talking about. Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna shut this off because I'm not allowed to be in the chat during the show.
You can't. You get very distracted.
Yes,
you have too many tabs open as it is. You're not allowed to be in the chat.
I'm not allowed to do it.
So Edmonton is minus 180 Saturday night
on the road.
Yeah, I mean that number tells me that there's a lot of people that think that that's a wrap. That's done.
I don't know. I think no. I think the Kings are winning game 6. We're going back.
If I didn't have a previous obligation, I would be in LA Saturday night and at
Ooh,
that game. Every year, I always, left from here on one of those, like, spur of the moment, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Let's go." Get to LA, go to a playoff game, experience it. The year we took care of my dad, I schlepped him in the car
nice.
with the kids, and we all went and saw an LA Kings game, and he was we had lunch at the beach and then roll up to Staples Center, go to the game, somehow watch the game, get in a car, and drive home. I don't know how we did it, but we did it a lot.
Nice.
This would be my game. So I'm rooting for the Kings to extend the series, but I don't think I would bet it. I don't like what I saw the way the game ended. I think
Hmm.
they can win, but they can also get blown the hell out.
Hmm.
Total in a game, 6.5.
Right.
Should be
Over.
7 after that. No?
Over. Yeah. Every game's gone over in the series. So
Won't go to 7.
won't go to
Won't
7.
do it.
Every game's gone to 6.5.
Won't do it.
So the Bruins are laying 250 against Florida tonight to
Not
close
enough.
out the Florida Panthers. Who's in net? Do we know yet? This is
I don't.
annoying.
You?
What?
I don't.
Ask the chat. Who's in net? Is
For
Bobrovsky
Florida?
playing? Yes. Is it Bobrovsky or Lyon? Because it matters for the total. If it's Bobrovsky, bet the over. If it's Lyon, you can feel comfortable betting Boston team total potentially.
Well,
but-
let's do a quick scan of the board. There's a couple 6.5s, and there's a
Already?
majority 6s.
Oh, the 6.5. Bobrovsky's playing. All right,
Well, that's just
Bobrovsky's
that's
playing.
DK. That's DK.
That's
So we
all
can
right.
ask
That's
there you
that's
go.
Bobrovsky. If anyone's going to 6.5, Bobrovsky's playing.
Mm.
Bruins will score 5 on Bobrovsky tonight.
Who would you play if you were Florida?
Lion, 100%.
I
I'd play
think
Lion.
so, right?
I play
Because
Lion.
at
Not even a
worst,
question.
he plays the game of his life. We somehow find a way to win and keep the series alive and go back home for another game. Or he gets the experience of playing in a game clinching series game and all that other stuff and whatever happens. Like, why play Bobrovsky at this point other than to wave the white flag?
Fair.
I don't get it.
I agree. And they're playing possum. I mean, they're not supposedly going to announce it till again, game time decision. Not much like the last time Bobrovsky played, nobody knew until Bobrovsky led the team onto the ice for pre-game skate. That's how they found out he was playing.
If you're the goalie, do you want that? Like, do you want to go? Like, if I come into the locker room and everybody's getting dressed 3-4 hours before the game, whenever they get there.
Mhm.
Hey, coach, who's playing net? We'll let you know at game time. What kind of mindset is that? It's not good.
We're in trouble.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Or you go to both of them and say, look, man, I still haven't decided. I'm going to watch you guys warm up and see who I'm going to play. Like, I hope there's some sort of communication, but like from the player standpoint, that's fucked up. And like from the team standpoint, they're like, man, the coach don't even know who's playing net. Do you know who's playing net? No. Do you know who's playing net? Like, we're tying our skates going, he said game time decision. We're down 3-1. These people are going to be nuts out there.
On the road. Yeah, on the road.
We're in Boston.
Yeah.
You think they know that LL's going to play there first? You think those guys in the room know?
Probably not. Given that crowd, I don't think so. It's not really an urban crowd that goes
What?
that goes to Bruins games. Just saying. I know my Boston people. They might think LL stands for LL Bean. So I don't think they're gonna think it's LL
That
Cool J.
actually, that's probably, yeah. LLB. LL.
Am I nuts to like the Kraken tonight?
Are you nuts to like the Kraken?
I think they might win tonight. I think
Listen.
I think the Avs are in big trouble.
10
No-
minutes ago, you thought Pennsylvania touched the ocean. All right.
Well, I was close.
You're fucking nuts, period.
I was
all right?
close.
We're all nuts. That's
Delaware
fine.
River. It's not like I was completely off my rocker.
I don't want to go back there, but the
All right.
Delaware River is not the Atlantic Ocean. Never
No, but it
will
comes
be.
from there. It's different like the Mississippi. It's a different story. It's not like I'm talking about like the mouth in New Orleans and we're talking in Minneapolis for the Mississippi. It's a different story. Like we're talking like 10 miles the Delaware River goes into the Atlantic Ocean.
you and tributaries. Okay. look up the word tributary.
I know what a tributary is. Yes.
I know you know,
I grew
but
up
the
on the East
chat
Coast.
may not know.
I know it.
Anyhow,
Yes.
no, I don't think you're crazy for liking the Kraken. I think you're just fucking crazy, period.
Well,
But
that's true.
again, I am as well. The brigade is as well. That's why we all are
Yeah.
here every day at
Yeah,
the ish time.
fair. At the ish time.
It's plus 160, 165.
Oh, it's coming down. Wow, it was 180 this morning.
It's minus 180 plus 160.
Okay.
That's pretty much the standard line. Caesars is saying minus 190 plus 158. Well, I mean, just open up the gap. It's the same price, but worse from the favorite, minus 190 and less on the dog. I don't like the way this whole sports betting and gambling is going for people and the prices. It's
Do you
just
agree
not
with
enough
Jeffrey
to bet.
Benson's comment that the public is 15 years from being educated?
That's a long time. Do you know where I'm going to be in 15 years? I'm going
I
to be
don't know.
67 in 15 years. If that takes that long to get educated, we're in big trouble. I don't think it's going to take that long, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than a lot of people think because, I mean, it's becoming acceptable to do minus 117 on both sides on straight bets in like places like Tennessee, which is the South. No matter what Tyler says, it's not the Midwest.
Tennessee's a
It's the South.
Midwest?
No,
Yeah, no, it's not. Sorry.
right. It's not. It's the South.
It's Morgan Wallen playing your concert in your state. Ask if you're in the South or not. So there you go.
All right.
If you find out where the South is and where the South is not.
I just got a text that Poncho and Jose are doing an unbelievable job with the trees outside. That's very
Good.
encouraging. That's good.
That's exciting. You
It's
get
muy
that
bien.
when you go out.
Muy
Yes,
bien.
I like the Kraken tonight.
To win outright?
Yep.
How about the total?
Over.
Despite the fact that what we were talking about with PSU Auto in the chat, no McCarr.
That's why I think they give up 4 goals.
Oh, you think that? Oh, see, I think it becomes like you said in the chat. You made a lot of sense. It becomes a very defensive game,
No,
conservative.
he said that. I said his point was they lock it down. I said, okay, I could see that without
Yeah.
McCarr. I could see that.
Oh,
I
that was
also
him
think
saying
Seattle
it.
plays wide open, and Seattle scores a lot tonight. This could be a 4-3 final. I mean, I think if you're looking, if the Avs win 2-1, 3-1, very possible.
Right.
I think he's right. But Seattle plays so wide open, and they're so damn good on the road. I mean, this is the best.
Could be in
This is the best road team in hockey in a crucial game 5 without the best defenseman in the game on the ice for the Avs. You just need Grubauer. Don't fuck it up. Like Grubauer, just keep doing what you're doing. Playing the way you play. Don't be overly crazy. Don't be flailing around. Just be consistent. Get your angles. Play your game. Give up 2 goals and let the Kraken score 4.
Play your game. That's the Herb Brooks line.
Mm-hmm.
I love that from the movie Miracle, but he was saying it all the time. I used to say that all the time to the kids. Just play your game. Kraken play their game. They can win. They can win a series. They can win a series. If they go home up 3-2, Seattle's going to be crazy.
I'm seeing a lot of Golden Knight parallels with them. I think this is a team that's liking what they're getting out of the playoffs. They don't want to leave.
Kraken liking.
Yeah, they're
Kraken would play Dallas.
Yep.
At this point,
I don't think they win that series, but I think that they can knock off Colorado. I think it could be Tampa and Colorado both being sent home early.
Woo!
Yeah, two of your stalwarts in the playoffs could be gone. A lot of hockey's been played in Colorado and Tampa the last couple of seasons.
Jimmy Jack could with 4K said Kraken plus 120 to score first. They've scored first in every game.
Ooh, I love that. Bet the streak. I like it. Bet it.
How about that? Attaboy, Jimmy Jack. Way to come in here with something.
I like that. We can skip the Red Sox game because I didn't realize that game was starting so early. I thought it was getting played at 12.
5-2 in the 7th.
Yes,
right now, they are trailing the Baltimore Orioles.
Did you know the American League
East? Our Linus Crimmage just came in and said the Avs were 16-3-2 this season without McCarr.
So?
Just putting it out there, just giving you numbers.
That's great. Now do the numbers. Now do the numbers for the Kraken on the road this year.
You heard him, Linus. Do it.
So we can skip the Red Sox because they won yesterday against the Orioles. They're winning again today. Looks like it.
They're trailing 5-2. You're not
What?
even listening to me when I'm
They're
talking.
wait,
The
wait.
Orioles are winning 5-2.
Oh,
top
I
of
read
the
it.
eighth.
I read it wrong. I thought they were winning 5-2. Sorry, I flipped it. I thought that it was in passing. The Rays had their 14-game home winning streak snapped yesterday.
Yes, they did.
They play
Astros
a
booty.
6:40 Eastern time start tonight. Do you come back with Tampa?
Foucher against Brown. Sounds like a law firm.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a dead pick'em game. I have no idea. I really don't. I don't know. I got to see who these people are. There's days, especially during the middle of the week, when a pitcher's name just appears and you're like, who in the hell is this guy?
So
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would bet the Rays, but so let's skip the Red Sox game and let's go to the Jays and the White Sox.
Jays and the White Sox, which is 7-0 Jays right now.
Oh, so let's skip that game too. Okay, so that game's already over.
Bam, bam, bam.
And then we can go to Giants. That game's tonight against the late game tonight against the Cardinals.
Yes, DeScalfini against Mats.
4 in a row for the Giants.
Yes. I saw our friend TK over the weekend. He's very excited about the possibilities of the San Francisco Giants. I told him to relax. They have a very hard division, but he's like, Giants baseball, that's what they do. They win ugly, low-scoring games, especially at home.
That is true. I mean, I'm surprised. Yaz has 5 home runs already. He's happy with his team being 3 games under 500.
He says they're playing better. They started the season so bad. I'm like,
they did.
You really a fan? Like, I mean, seriously.
Glass half full. I mean, they won 4 in a row. So I am now listening to Rob Meach's book.
Oh,
so
which one? Sports betting for winners?
Yes. So
yeah.
I do this 2.5 mile walk every day to do the hard 75. So I got to do 2 workouts a day. And so I'm listening. I've already ripped through 2 books. This is my 3rd book that I'm listening to as I'm walking, as I'm on this walk.
Nice.
And there's a quote in there from Brett Musburger that is funny because I remember hearing this a long time ago, but I never really subscribed to it. And I meant to make a mental note to ask you. Giants have won 4 games in a row. In the book, Musburger says, in baseball betting, when a team wins 3, I start betting them after they win 3 games.
Correct.
And I ride it until they lose.
Yes.
Do you subscribe to this theory?
I've seen it done for maybe 25 years.
Does it work?
Yes.
Regardless of the team, regardless of who it is. If they get to 3, no matter what team, like a bad team's won 3 games in a row, keep on betting them.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, because if they lose, you lose a bet. If they win 2 games more in a row, that's a 5-game winning streak. You win 2 bets, and then they lose. You lose 1. You're still up.
2-1.
If they reel off 7, 8 in a row, you're up 4 units, 5 units, just like that. Not even thinking.
What about the other way? What about losing?
There's guys that love to bet when a team loses 3 in a row. They bet against them. The problem with that sometimes is that you got to bet on bad baseball teams
with bad numbers, probably a lot of times.
Well, you're getting pluses, but you're getting teams that get sustainable 5-6 game losing streaks multiple times.
So I bring this up because the White Sox are now down 7-0.
Yes.
The Blue Jays have won 3 in a row. They'll have won 4 in a row. Now the White Sox have lost 6 in a row. They will have lost 7 in a row.
Right.
So do we just automatically come back in tomorrow and bet against the White Sox and bet on the Blue Jays?
Ooh, I love when you cross the streams. Like in Ghostbusters, you couldn't cross the streams. But when you cross the streams, you got a losing streak going this way and you got a winning streak going this way. And you can combine the 2 by betting on the Blue Jays. You're betting on the win streak and against the losing streak.
Yeah.
Full force ahead, baby. That's how you bet on baseball. Yeah.
Interesting.
Old guys have done that for years. The books know that. The bookies knew that. I heard that when I was 12 from an old school bookie. He would, literally used to say, bet the streak. Now I'm 52.
But bet the streak, I get it. But it's interesting that he just recognizes because baseball teams normally play 3-game schedules. 4 games sometimes, 2 games sometimes, but mostly it's a 3-game schedule.
Yes.
So if a team has won 3 games in a row,
and
it's
pick
most
up
like
and move to another city.
right.
Makes a lot of sense, right?
And
Completely ridiculous.
and then you're betting it, which I was trying to figure out. I was walking and I was thinking in my head, I was like, I've heard this theory before and I
Yeah,
forgot about it until this
yeah,
brought it back into my brain. So I started
yep,
thinking about it and I was like,
yep.
but a 3-game win streak means normally I'm playing a different team.
Completely different city, different ballpark, different everything. Makes complete sense.
So like, so if you tell
Baseball
me,
betting is just as silly as the rest of this shit.
okay,
Understand?
I'm just
It's
saying.
crazy.
So like, so he's like, in the book, Musburger is quoted as saying, if a team wins 3 games, on the 4th game, they get my attention and I will start to bet them. And
Well,
then he's asked, well, how many different, if multiple teams are winning, he goes, that's when I start betting them across the board blindly. That if a team has
just
won 3 games in a row, I will blindly bet them and they'll get my bets that day.
just keep in mind that Brent worked in broadcasting.
Right.
He still was working up to last year. Just keep that in mind.
I know.
Okay.
But
He's
I'm
still
just saying,
taking
right.
jobs,
Yes.
doing games and
Always making
stuff,
bets.
traveling. In addition to the betting
Right.
acumen,
Right.
he's still working.
Right.
Ain't
Because he
nobody
can.
retiring betting on 3-game winning streaks.
Okay.
The books
So
are just fine taking the bets.
Okay. Just an interesting thought. I wanted to play it out. I had a mental note after hearing it
Yeah.
in Rob's book, which is really good, by the way. I'm really enjoying it.
It's
And
great. I
it's
got to
really,
get Mish on the show.
yeah.
I mean, Mish is worried about the connection, how it looks, all this other stuff. I said, Rob, just relax and come on the show.
Get on your phone. It'd be solid as solid can be. Can't worry about that. But
It was a flip phone.
what? Oh,
It was a flip phone.
on purpose?
He drops
Like,
it all the time. He likes that
Uh.
heavy duty flip phone thing.
my gosh. All right. Let's talk some baseball here locally. According to an article that came out in the Nevada Independent yesterday, an official in Las Vegas was quoted as saying that initial indications are that 70% of attendance for the Las Vegas A's will be locals coming
Hold on.
in.
Did you say 7-0 or 1-7?
70. 70% of attendance for A's is being projected as local people coming in to go to the games. Mind you, the ballpark was initially 1 billion. Now it's 1.5. It was initially a 30,000 seat venue. Now it's a 35,000 seat venue. These goalposts are moving dramatically, like an earthquake in San Francisco. And it's quite remarkable as to how these things are moving around on this point. We initially were looking at this as being a tax that was going, or a ballpark that was not going to tax locals, to now that's exactly who you're going to tax if your numbers are right, by saying the $500 million will be paid by a tax on sales on property. That's how the 500 million gets paid. So if you're telling me that 70% of the people going to the games are going to be Las Vegas people are going to pay for your ballpark to be built. That's no bueno. Okay. That is a very, as the public learns more and more about this, that is no bueno at all. By the way, the Titans just got 760 million in Tennessee of taxpayer money. So here in Vegas, we no longer hold the distinction of the largest public money gift ever for a stadium. The Titans got it. The Titans got it this morning. They got 760 million from the public in Tennessee. So we don't have to worry about that. So the new Nissan Stadium, whatever they're going to call it, the new Titan Stadium being built in Nashville, will be 760 million of public money. $500 million. Do you think this number is right? Do you think that 7 out of 10 people at a ballpark for the A's games in the future, once they build it, will be from Las Vegas?
No.
Right? I don't think so
No.
either. I don't think so either.
I hope it's half.
It might,
5 out of 10. I hope it's half.
that might be asking for something.
If they put it where they say they're putting it,
Uh-huh.
and it ain't easy to get to.
I think it'll be easy to get to. I'm not worried about that. Allegiant's easy to get to. It won't be hard to get to. Allegiant doesn't have parking. That's the biggest problem. You got to walk, but it's not hard to get to Allegiant. It won't be hard to get to the new baseball ballpark.
Okay.
It'll just be hard in terms of like parking in a parking deck, walking, annoying more than hard to get to.
Okay. Well, annoying. Not affordable. There's a lot of things that have it working against for locals
Yeah.
with all of the other things going on
But
to compete
what
for
if the
that
ticket's
dollar.
$25 though? What if it's $100 for 4 tickets face value to go?
Better. Got a shot.
Because it might be. It might be that cheap. It might be one of the most affordable things to do with a family in Vegas.
If it's a comfortable environment, which it will be, they're gonna
Dome.
build a retractable roof, right? They're
Mhm.
gonna make it so it's warm when it's supposed to be warm and cool when it's really hot outside. I mean, uh, there's a lot of people that are gonna benefit from the stadium. I don't know if it's the people that are going to the games. I don't think they're at the top of that list. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's a good article. It's a good article. You should go read it. And we're not even getting nothing for it, for mentioning it, but it was a good article. I'm glad you
I mean,
sent it to
the
me and
the biggest
posted it.
interesting part of all this is that Red Rock, the corporation, is making some really big moves here in the city, and
Yeah.
they're building the new Durango casino here in town that's
Uh-huh.
going to open up on the 215 if you guys know Vegas, and it'll be about 5 miles away from the new stadium. So they're going to
Uh-huh.
have a brand spanking new property and a brand spanking new ballpark, which is pretty aggressive for a company that used to be local only and now they're not. They're branching out to go into the tourism market because they've done so well coming out of the pandemic. They're doing very, very well. They're flush.
They're gonna put their next one out right by me.
Are they closing Aliante? Well, they sold it, right? They sold Aliante, right?
It ain't them no more.
Yeah. Boyd owns it's the Boyd book, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's a Boyd property at Aliante. Yeah. I mean, it's smart. There's so
I mean,
many. I
they're
mean,
expanding
so
all
many.
around the town.
I go up by you now. 4 of Madeline's friends live right by you.
Mm,
I'm up there
yeah,
all the time now. It's crazy.
yeah,
I'm always like, because Madeline's always like, which road's Mr. Dave's? I'm like, it's that one, but it's a ways and down to your left and right, and you go
right,
that one. But
yeah.
like where her slumber party was over there.
Oh,
2 of her good friends live up
yeah.
in the Reverence area.
Yep,
It's that's where Vegas is going.
it is, and
It's
it's,
wild.
they're making moves, there's no doubt. I just, again, I'll believe it when I see it,
They're
and
coming here. It's done.
I can't wait for the couple years in between. That's what I can't wait for. I'm gonna find a way
Are they
to
moving
shore up the
here?
position.
Are they moving here early?
Soon as you know, or someone in the chat knows, or something, tell me, please. I need to know that
If they
because I'm
play at
gonna
the
make a move to make sure we're taken care of for all of that.
oh,
So we
okay.
can, yeah.
I
I
like
mean,
the
I don't
sound of
think I'll
that.
be able to afford a box, but we'll have hopefully somewhere to go.
All right. I like the
Because
sound
I
of that.
could go if there's 7 o'clock games and
Yep.
I'm done with whatever I'm doing, guess where I'm going? I'm driving
Ballpark.
15 minutes and I'm going to the ballpark and I'm gonna watch baseball game.
Yes.
100%. That's
Major
what
League
I'm
Baseball
doing.
games. Major
Spending
League
all
Baseball.
summer.
Major League
What I'm doing.
Baseball games. Not just baseball games. Major League Baseball
Yeah,
games. It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
Sports Grid, thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow for a Thursday for you guys live on YouTube and Twitter. Stay. Time for
We are
Gary
gonna
Vivo's.
do, I believe, a roll call Thursday tomorrow. We're gonna
Oh,
talk about that after the show, but we
my
may do
goodness
some
gracious.
stuff because I don't know what's
You can't be springing these things on me, dude.
happening. You put that thought in my head yesterday, and I was like, "That's actually gonna work." And I just woke up thinking today was Thursday, so I was gonna tell you because I got confirmation that I am going to Utah on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So I did not know until I woke up this morning
What time are you leaving?
and I
Early?
drove my wife to work. And she said, "By the way, you're going to Utah on Friday." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I
Early on
just
Friday?
literally found out early Friday morning.
Like what time
Yes.
early?
I believe at 7:45 a.m.
Ah, okay. All right. So really early. Okay. I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I don't want
just
to get
bang the
up at,
show out, but no.
well, we
It's
could do
too
that. I mean, that's fine with me, but we'd have to
meh.
do the show at 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, that's
I
asking.
mean, we'll let
Madeline's
Farrah sleep and you can.
nah, Madeline. We could, but Madeline's play is Thursday night and Friday night, so it would be complete chaos.
It might be a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a bad idea. I wouldn't be able to swing it the right way. So we'll just take Friday off. We'll do a roll call Thursday. So that's official. Friday off.
We could, yeah, we could make that decision right after the show for sure. But yes,
Okay,
unless you
nice.
want to do it from the ballpark. I'm going to be at the ballpark up in
No,
Utah. That sounds like a silly
no,
idea.
no. We'll
No.
explain why you're going to the ballpark tomorrow, though. We'll talk about
Yes.
that tomorrow. Um, Here's a question before we do
Yes,
better to
sir.
book it. So Fanatics and Better are going into Massachusetts. Can
Okay,
can you
we'll
go in?
discuss this on the beginning of the show tomorrow too. Like we'll do BVB bonus time now and discuss it for real. But I want to mention this so it's on Sports Grid. But go ahead.
Oh, well, then let's just save it for Sports Grid then. We'll just do it tomorrow. It's not going anywhere. Story's not ending.
That's fine. But I mean, we got to give people a reason to listen to this too right now. The answer to your question, short version,
Mhm.
you can be successful. You just have to change the way you measure successful.
Mm.
And by that, if you're late, Bernie said it on Monday, like when he came in and all this other stuff. Being late to a market for sports betting, it's a death blow. It's
Mhm.
a nail in the coffin.
Unless
You
you have the
change
large
the measurement of successful. You're
or
not going to be one of them.
or you have the
The
largest
other,
database of anybody in the media.
if your product sucks, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
How
but
big your database
Fanatics
is.
has the largest database of sports fans
Mhm.
of
Do they all bet?
anybody in the media.
I know. That's
I mean, they will of all
that's their pitch. That's their
yeah.
selling point. That's great. That's
So
awesome. Good luck.
they've got a gun to load and fire that they think they can fire it whenever they want. And partly, they're actually what I heard was that they wanted to go in late because they wanted to get the pop. Let everybody else go at it, let the hype die down, and then come in after the fact.
That's one strategy.
Don't have to buy, don't have the big offers, don't have the big this and that, because they're going to offer hats and t-shirts and jerseys and all these different things. It's
We're
tried
going to
before.
offer all of that, and ours are going to be just as nice or better.
Right.
I'm not worried about that either. What they aren't offering is something. What are they going to offer? Unique bets? They're going to offer better pricing. Are they going to offer consistent apps that work all the time? Hopefully, they need to offer all of that as well as having a great database. Because when you look at the line, the Dodgers are minus 140 at every joint.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going to bet with me? Better figure that out.
Because the point system can earn you more swag.
Okay.
They're going to be giving away Fanatic
So
gear
now
like
I got to
crazy.
bet and buy the swag,
No, you bet and they'll give you the swag. They'd rather have you
or I
bet
can just
than
go
buy it.
buy the swag
Or you just go buy it.
without
Yes.
betting.
But you know how human beings are. Somebody will stay in an arcade and put $15 into an arcade machine to get a $2 prize.
I've seen that. I don't like
just to
that.
win
I've
the
seen
prize.
the kids. Yeah,
Just
the
nature
kids do
human.
that.
I'm in radio, okay? We always laugh. The biggest dirty little secret is that people will do stupid shit for cheap t-shirts all the time. All the time. They'll do dumb. They'll sit there and drink a gallon of milk on live radio and throw up for 2 days straight to get a t-shirt. People do dumb shit all the time just to get something for free.
Will they do that for BVB hats?
Probably, yeah.
I don't want people doing dumb shit. I would just
But-
want them to just be a part of the brigade and like come in and
But-
hit subscribe, hit like, and we can figure out a way for you to buy hats and get hats. And you
I've
don't have
seen
to do
people
something
like
stupid.
fight t-shirt guns, full-blown fights over a t-shirt. People do dumb things over t-shirts. So Fanatics is going to play off of that, and they're going to use it, and they're going to say, hey, you bet $25 here, we give you a jersey. Hey, you bet $100 here, we're giving you two free hats.
Yeah,
And
they're
people are going to be
I mean, that's going to be initially that's going to be great, but then what are you going to do? Like, I mean, my wife, who I love dearly, is asking me about like, when are you going to stop buying these fucking hats? Like, at some point, when do you say I got enough hats? I don't need to bet. Like, I don't know.
But after a while, that's the case with everybody in the space. But if
Right.
Fanatics coming in late to a market, I think Fanatics has an opportunity in Massachusetts, just given the nature of the people there, that if you're offering them opportunities to pick up an exclusive jersey, new jersey, Patriot, Celtics, Bruins of that
Why the
nature.
Boston stuff? Why'd you go with that?
Because we're talking about Massachusetts and they're going into Massachusetts.
They already got all that stuff there.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They don't have Patriot hats or
They do. They
Patriot
want
jerseys?
more. They want different ones. They're like you. They want all of them. They want different alternate jerseys.
Oh, they'll get special things just because. Oh, okay. All right. I mean, that's unique. I could see that. That's fine.
Their whole thing. I don't think Fanatics is going to be really heavily involved with it's going to kind of be like Stations here in town, where Stations prices are not great, but they're the local people and they're the closest to you most often. So the convenience of betting at Red Rock for everybody in Summerlin, you're going to pay a 10-cent difference on the line, but you're not driving anywhere else. You're not driving all the way to the strip to get it. So we're saving on gas. It's the same thing with Fanatics going in. It's like, hey, we're not going to be a diehard sports book. Our prices might not be great, but if you bet with us, we're going to give you stuff that nobody else will give you. And I know that's been done before. I get it, but they could be more aggressive with people who haven't seen it before.
But then when you get the apps, and we know this because we've lived here for years,
right?
You could see everybody's stuff from your house and compare and contrast prices. If you consistently see that you're getting the short end of it.
I don't know the short end. I think they'll just be homogenous. I think every line's going to be the same. I think DraftKings, FanDuel, Fanatics are all going to have the same price. Just who do you want to shop with? Who are you giving the business to?
If they all have the same price, then that's a difference. But if they don't have the same price, and over time, it erodes your bankroll. You feel like you're getting fees to death, like with resort fees and all this other stuff.
Yep.
You're not going to do it. And then if the app doesn't work,
well, that's the problem
consistently.
But Fanatics shouldn't have that problem. I mean, they're a tech company. I know, but they shouldn't have that problem. They shouldn't. They might, but they shouldn't. They're a tech company. This is what they've done. Online selling, this is what they do. They have every sports team whenever they win a championship. I mean, I'll say this. If the Bruins or the Celtics win the championship and Fanatics launches in May, I mean, are you kidding me? It's easy. Sign up for a new account. We'll give you a Patriots championship shirt. We'll give you a Red Sox championship shirt, a Bruins championship shirt, Celtics hat. I mean, it's an easy thing for them to roll new customers into. It's like people who sign up for credit cards on college campuses. You know, you're walking in, hey, I'll give you a free t-shirt for signing for a credit card. Okay. Think about the return on investment that is for credit card companies that you give you a fucking t-shirt and you go and spend thousands of dollars and they get all 28, 27% interest on the money they give you for a t-shirt.
Bury kids. They bury kids. With that
predatory
for a t-shirt.
Horrible. All right, better to book a time. We'll pick that back up tomorrow.
Yep.
I am betting streaks today. Every bet has a streak riding on it.
Ride it, baby.
Bruins under 1.5 goals in the first period. 4-0 on the series so far with Florida. Better to book it.
Bruins under 1.5 goals in the first period.
Bruins Panthers. Yep. Panthers haven't scored a first period goal yet.
What's the juice?
Minus 120, right?
That's it?
130, 120. I got to look and see what I laid. I wrote it down. I forget the juice on it.
That people want right here, the white hat. I'm going to customize a bunch of these different colors. I'd say bet this. I mean, but we got to know the goalie, don't we? I'm a little hesitant.
Nope, because they won't score.
But the Bruins could get 2.
They could, but that's not.
This is celebration night in Boston.
I can't believe it's 6. DraftKings is at 6.5. It's got to be Bobrovsky. Oh
I think so. I'm worried about this bet, Perrault. I don't like it. I don't know the goalie. I don't feel like we have all the information.
It was plus 104. It's now plus 115. I bet plus 104. Plus money on it.
That's good. I still think it goes over.
Okay. Colorado, Seattle, over 1.5 goals first period. 4-0 in the series to the over.
Bet this. Book the first one. Bet this.
Fast start.
Yep.
Cavaliers and the Knicks, under 203. Under is 4-0 in the series. It's 202.5 right now. I bet 203.
Bet this. This is, I mean, we said it was under series. We were giving away the numbers. We said make it 199.5 or 200. Let them bet over.
And finally,
come on.
Heat
So
Bucks over 219.5, over is 4-0 in
why
the
are you
series.
paying attention to this bullshit game?
4-0. 4-0. I'm
This
betting
is a
streaks.
terrible game.
Doesn't matter because it's going to go over. Milwaukee
God.
scoring 115 points. The team total is 115.5. Milwaukee is scoring 115 points tonight.
You
Just-
sound way too overconfident. I'm going to book it.
On the total, on the over? No, I think Miami's going to score tonight. Milwaukee's defense has not been good at all. I think Miami can score. This bet comes down to the Miami Heat scoring 105 points. That's what I need. They score 105 points, this game goes over.
If the Heat score 105 points,
Yeah, because the Bucks are scoring 115.
they better damn score 125,
Then the game goes over.
right?
So yes, they could very easily could blow them out.
Take
Score
a quick
130 on them.
gander at the number here. Is it coming down?
Yep. First move was to the under. Mm-hmm. Opened up 220.5. First move was to the under.
It's 220 everywhere right now.
Oh,
South
well,
Point
okay.
went to 220.5. Circa went the other way, 219.5. Otherwise, it's 220 painted.
Over.
Okay, if you say so.
Riding streaks, 3-1, hopefully on the day today.
I like it.
We'll see. Favorite thing about today is what?
Oh, I mean, I told you already that today is not Thursday, that it's Wednesday. I literally woke up and thought it was Thursday. I drove my wife to work today because we had so many other things going on. I got Poncho and Jose outside fixing trees. It's amazing. I had a bunch of things listed for my favorite thing about today, but the fact that you said that Pennsylvania touched the ocean and we had a tremendous geography segment today on the show on the BVB, unexpected, not on the rundown. That's my favorite thing about today so far, sir. That was actually very entertaining. There's no other gambling show in the world doing it. And the Pirates are winning today. I just want to mention that. They blew a 7-2 lead last night. The Pirates are playing the Dodgers, and they're winning today. Gonsolin's starting his first start of the season, and he's minus what? Completely wrong. Pirates are being besmirched.
Oh.
Pirates are winning today.
Aaron Rodgers supposedly just said, in response to the question about Zach Wilson's famous quote saying he'd make a veteran quarterback who joins the Jets, quote, hell in practice. Rodgers said, quote, he's going to make my life hell in practice, and I'm going to make his life heaven off the field.
Things are getting weird.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
Things are getting weird up there.
He's going to make my life hell in practice. I'm going to make his life heaven off the field.
It's gonna be
I don't even know. I don't even know.
We'll go there.
What?
I mean, we're on the BVB bonus portion of the show, but don't even go there. Just you read it. You said it. That's all that needed to be said. You're turning red again. Take a deep breath. Get some air.
My. It's so good.
Breathe.
Oh,
Because
so
if
good.
you start, you're getting red.
Oh no, I'm fine. Yes, I'm
All
good.
right, stay red.
My favorite thing about today is, and I never thought I'll get to experience this because I've seen you coach your daughters, and I've always just kind of put it in my brain that I would not be coaching my daughter in anything. Well, she just decided that she wants to box, and she has it in her head, and she won't get it out of her head. And I've told her for 5 days, I've said, I want you to tell me what you want to do for a sport every day. And if you consistently tell me every day, we'll do that sport that you want to do. We were going to have her do dance.
Mhm.
She decided, I want to swim and I want to box.
Perfect.
I was like, okay. And so I went and had a conversation with my boxing coach yesterday, and he was like, look, what you should do is this. He's like, he's like, I've taught you enough. He's like, you can train her for the beginning. You got to get her just the basics as to make sure she wants to keep going. And after 6 months to a year, if she's still interested in still doing it, send her to me and we'll start.
Right.
I was like, wow. I was like, I don't know if she has any clue what she's getting herself into. She may hate it, and I don't know where it came from. I didn't suggest it to her. She said it to me, and she goes, I just want to box. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I want to hit things. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's what got me into it too. And she's a pretty fiery kid that's had anger not really issues, but has had, outbursts and whatnot.
Yep.
And she's like, and I want to be able to defend myself. And I'm like, all right. She's like, I want to start today after school. I'm like, well, we can't do it today, but we're going to go get a jump rope and we'll start with that. And she was like, jump roping. I was like, yeah. She's like, is that what you started with? I was like, yeah. She was like, okay. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never taught my daughter. I don't know how it's going to go, but it starts
I
tomorrow.
can already tell you it's gonna be a disaster, but that's okay. It'll be a good
Yeah.
learning experience for both of you.
Yep.
And then I would suggest either taking her to karate and let her hit things and learn a little bit like that.
I've
And
offered her. She doesn't want to take a class. She wants to be
of
one on
course not.
one.
They never do. They know
Yeah.
everything. I've done all of this.
She's
This
I
is
don't want
you're
to take a
going
class.
through the natural progression of things
Yeah.
where you go, listen, well, I'll do it with you. And then they get mad at you for
Right.
teaching them because they already know everything. So then you go, okay, we're going to go to a real teacher. And then you'll be in a karate class or you'll be at kickboxing
Right.
places, those joints, and say, my daughter wants to learn how to hit that bag. Teacher, goodbye. I'm going to sit here and look at my phone and check the scores. That's what you'll do. Guaranteed.
Probably so, yes. But
Yes.
at least they'll get her into the idea, or at least get her thinking about it, and we'll see if she really actually likes it or not. But
Yes.
my favorite thing about today is that I'm picking Maddie up from school, where she's going. She always comes with me to my final class at UNLV. Today is my final class at UNLV, so she comes
Excellent.
in, hangs out. It's kind of a relaxing type of class. We just hang out and talk to the kids and kind of figure out what they're going to do, and then they have to go do their final the next week. And then from there, we're going to go to Dick's Sporting Goods and we're going to go buy her a jump rope, and we're going to start
Oh,
tomorrow after
boy.
school to
Yep.
see how she gets rolling.
Now it
And
begins.
now it begins. I think it's tremendous. In the swimming, I mean, I hope that she does get involved and she wants to try out for swim team and whatnot. So she'll start doing that this summer. So that'll be her summertime activity, is being part of the swim team at the gym we go to. But
Yes.
I didn't think I'd get to at least experience even a little of this. So this is even a month or two of this is something that's going to be fun for me to do as a dad, to go ahead and, like, she wants to get the pads and she wants to get boxing gloves and she wants to straight up, she wants to work. And I'm like, Maddie, you know how I am, right? She's like, I know. Like, okay. It's like, just so you know, I'm going to have her sign a contract. Like, I'm going to straight up have her 2 times a
Too
week.
much.
No,
Don't
2 times a week,
Okay.
20 minutes a time to start.
I'll set the line, 2.5 weeks. You
Ooh.
sign a contract. It'll be 2.5 weeks.
All right.
You got enough going on with everything else in the situation.
Oh, it's
and
perfect. It's
stuff, like
perfect for me, though. For me, it's perfect.
well, it's not for you, it's for her.
Right.
Just
But
keep
what I
that
mean,
in
like, the
mind.
fit, I can do it perfectly with her because I'm doing 2 work
Oh.
completely perfect. So we'll see how it goes. All right. So tomorrow we'll tell you about Friday, but tomorrow might be roll call Thursday, right?
Frozen. Yes.
Tomorrow is roll call Thursday.
Yeah, treat
I'll-
tomorrow like it's Friday.
Friday. Okay,
For all of you that are still listening, still watching, again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening.
Do you
Tell
realize
someone,
how lucky
download it.
you are? You're going to get away from all the draft talk on Friday. There's no draft recap, first round talk on Friday.
I just found out yesterday that there's no shows on Sports Grid. They just told me yesterday that you're off on Friday.
Oh, perfect. So worked out really well.
So yeah, so I'm not doing those shows on Friday. And when I found that out, I was like, all right, I can go. And I woke up this morning thinking it was Thursday, and she said, I booked you a ticket. You're flying. She didn't want me driving, so I'm not driving. I'm going to Salt Lake City. If you guys are in Utah, love to see you and
Oh,
hang
wow.
out.
You're going,
We'll be at
I
the
thought you were going
softball
to
field.
Southern Utah. You're going to Northern Utah. Holy crap.
They're playing, Salt Lake Community College.
It's
a big series.
You've been to Salt Lake before, right?
Never. First
Oh,
time.
wait till you land.
Yeah, first time.
Oh, it's really pretty. It's
I
really,
can't wait.
You get why people live there. It's a pretty cool,
2-day games Friday
right?
and 2-day games Saturday, and I'm flying home Sunday morning, so I get the whole rest of the day. Like, I'll be at the
Oh,
park
go to
for
the Salt
doubleheader.
Flats. I'm so jealous. If you have time, go to the Salt Flats.
Well, we'll ask the chat if anybody
It's
knows. You
unbelievable.
tell me about this. Okay, I've never been. I can't
haven't
wait.
gone to the one part. The only thing I didn't do in Salt Lake that I wanted to do, because I went to Park City, I did all of that stuff. I didn't really go to Salt Lake. I flew out of Salt Lake, but I went to Park City. But the Salt Flats are, if you've got the time in a car to drive, pretty cool. Yeah, it's just straight flat for miles. It's where they shoot
See,
all the
you
car.
like flat. You lived in the Midwest. You like flat. I don't
like
long
flat.
flat.
Oh, it's pretty. It's really pretty. It's where all the car commercials get shot. When you go there, you'll be like, oh, all the car commercials. I've seen so many car commercials be shot on the flats. That's where they've done the speed tests. They try to break speed records on the salt flats.
Really?
Yep.
All right. I mean, if I'll take your word for it, I don't know. I like hills and rolling and curves and shapes and all that other stuff. I don't know.
It's all snow capped. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it looks like it's going to be chilly. I got to pack the
Oh.
winter gear.
Yeah, you're going north. Yeah, you're going. It's it's not gonna be warm. It's not like it's here. So yeah, it's 6 hours for a drive. So it's a hike. You're going north. 6 hours from Boston south would take you to DC. To give you an idea of the different temperatures, different type of climate that you're talking about
Okay.
for that. So
All right.
back tomorrow for a roll call Thursday.